Okay, that's the finished product on the hitch. It's on there, solid factory hardware. Just had to notch my roll pin, and I'll be able to use tow stuff with it as soon as I get rear shocks in here, because it's a little bouncy yet. And I'm gonna have to move my license plate. It hits the hitch, so I'll fill those holes in there. This will get centered over here on the right. Drill new holes, and then I got these. They're LED lights, but they're plate bolts. So you run the wires right through it, and then this clearly holds it in, and then it shines a light on the plate. It's very simple. They work great too. Ripped a bunch of wires out for the steering column. All that had the wires for the key, the wires for the hazards. It was a whole mess. I'll show you it. This shit right here. Blinker. I guess the wipers were on there. Yeah, mess. I also got rid of this clock spring. I'm gonna throw it out now. It's shitty. It makes I wasn't gonna use it anyways, so I pulled the wheel off again, and now it's junk. One thing I did notice when I was driving it, turn the wheel, clock spring would make noise. It would just click. You bring it back, it would click. You turn right, it would click. It was just annoying. So now it's on there. I'm re-gluing the Studebaker badge on there. And it looks way better now, cleaned up. I kept the plug for the ignition switch, so in case I ever need to use it, wire up the ignition switch, I can. I still can use this key as a lock to lock the steering column. So it's a security device. So that's great. Didn't get a whole lot more done. Started to clean out some of the extra shit out of the bed. Finding homes for it. It's a lot of my time cleaning the shop up. But I'm working down here. I wasn't sure if this was gonna work, but I put, I think, 5 gallons in it, and then I went to the gas station and I put another couple gallons in it the other day, whatever 20 bucks worth was, and I have under a half tank, so I guess that seems accurate. I'm gonna maybe drive it to the gas station again tomorrow, see if this goes up. I'll put maybe $10 in and see if it goes up, and if it does, then we got a working gauge. But it's pretty simple wiring. There's 2 wires in this case and 2 wires that come off the fuel pump unit. Ground for the sender and a signal for the sender. So let's show you what I got here. It's pretty easy. This is a 0 to 90 ohm sensor. So the ground for the sensor is here. So that's getting grounded into a chassis ground, which is going to the battery, and then this is the ground for the LED light in the gauge. So that's simple. And then this is a power wire, 12 volt switch power, and the 12 volt power wire for the LED light that powers the gauge, like the backlight. And then coming the second wire that came from the sender, this is the signal wire. On the GM pump, it's the purple wire, that's the signal for the gauge, and then the orange with the black stripe on the sender is the sender ground, and which, as I said, was in here. So I'll show you that again. Just 12 volt switched. It's kind of hard to do one-handed. And there it is. So I'll take it to the gauge, we'll see if that works, and then find a home for it. Maybe I'll put it right there. That might work. I really don't want to I could get the little gauge bezel. I might even have one laying around and just put it down here, but I don't know if I want to do that yet or if I want to put it in the dash. We're just cleaning everything up. I got a couple things left to do to it while I'm waiting for parts. I ordered the headlights, the bulbs, and the plugs, so I'll have headlights, and then I have relays here. We'll relay that, try and get the high beams to work off the floor switch. Shocks, couple other things that'll make this truck go down the road and work a little bit better. Alright, today I spent most of my time cleaning up the shop, and then I found a can of spray paint, and I just started cleaning up some of the exposed metal, especially on the frame. You can see, I don't know if you can see it, but that cab mat was orange, and I didn't like it, and you could see it through the opening. So I just want to spray that black, and then when the frame was shortened, it was bare metal and weld, so that and tranny cross member, just little things here and there, sprayed up. I have another can at my house, so I'll bring that tomorrow and just go over the frame. Found where I'm putting my fuel gauge. It's going to sit right about there. And it's all wired in. Just got to clean up the wiring on the outside once I finish the headlights. It's also back up in the air again because I got to build the merge for the 2-to-1 for the muffler. It's on the way, and the headlights are on the way. Well, the housings are on the way. I do have the plugs and the bulbs for it that came. That's from Amazon, but I'm waiting for the headlight housings to actually come from a seller on eBay. And just been cleaning up the truck a little bit. I had a couple grounds that I made. There's a ground that goes from the filler neck to the frame. I made that. I guess it's like an anti-static kind of thing. I don't know. It was on the original frame, and then there was one on the other filler neck, so I guess that's a common thing. And then I put a couple extra bolts holding the gas tank in. Not much else is going on. So this is where it's going to sit until I get some extra parts in. Should be here by the end of the week. Today is Monday. Yeah, it's Monday. So I'm expecting something tomorrow. I'm not sure which is coming yet. And then by the end of the week, I should have the headlights and the muffler. And then hopefully we can take it for a real drive. That'd be great. Another day, no parts. So I'm at the garage, and I just put these foam pads in here between the rad hose and the metal. And I also wrapped the hose in a pretty thick layer of electrical tape. Did it on both sides. Just don't want to have to worry about it. Did finish painting the frame. Ain't nothing crazy. It looks like shit, but it's better than it was. Get rid of all the bare spots. Last thing I need is the frame rotting in half. And secondly, I reinforced the tailgate. I took a big C-clamp, and this is one piece of metal that's all stamped, and this had this rolled edge here. And the spot weld separated, and it had a huge gap, so I took a C-clamp over it, and it pushed us in and just stitch weld it. I also ran out of welding wire again, and this is just some chain I had laying around, just 1/4 bolt, and then I reinforced the back of this because if you put any weight on it, this hinge wanted to bend, so now I don't have to worry about that. That chain was a little too short, so I welded a short section there. And then I had these hooks laying around. So just put the hooks on there. I don't think I have to worry about that. I also put these like little gussets in. Since it is one piece, that's just reinforcing it. And to open it, it works how you think it would. Take both hooks off of there, then rehook it into here. Tailgate sits flat, holds my weight, and it doesn't seem to flex too much or anything like that. It kind of bounce up and down on it. and the suspension of the truck was moving, not the tailgate or the bed. So call it what you want, but I say it's done and it works. So it's in there, it ain't going nowhere. That's pretty much it. Just a short time spent here today. Hopefully I get my parts tomorrow. It'd be great. I just want to drive it again. Here's a little update. We got an intake filter on there. Nice and carbon fiber. eBay special. You can see the clearance. There's actually more than what it looks like on the camera, but that's fine. It ain't going nowhere. And I like it. So my muffler came today, and this is what I'm gonna be running. Cherry Bomb Extreme. I had one on my first LS powered truck, and it sounded awesome. So what I'm building now is a exhaust merge. Put this in a tripod. Okay. Take my safety glasses off. So this is my first time ever building anything like this before. I still have to clean up the rough edges and everything. But basically, I marked these. These are going to go like that. And then these edges are mitered. And this is just rough because I'm laying it here. And this is going to go onto there. This I cut off the truck, so it has the perfect spacing, so I didn't screw that up. And then this is just a spacer I just tacked in there for now. And then you say I screwed up, but I'll fill that in. And this side will mount right back to the truck where I cut it off. I kind of didn't have a lot of room down there, so the cuts are kind of shitty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean up the cuts, weld this to there, and weld that to there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to slice this little by little until it has the same opening as this, because this is 2 1/4 pipe, and this is 2.5 inch opening. So I'm not sure how I'm going to just butt it up against it, or if I'm going to try and get it over the top of it, or if I'm going to try and get it in there. I don't think it'll ever go in there properly. That'll reduce flow. So my original plan was to have a straight piece, so something like that, and then just take this, like this one, and just dump it right into there kind of deal. But this is like a cross flow, I don't like it. And it's 2 little pipes going to one little pipe, and then it gets bigger. So I didn't like that, so I might just use this as a turn down. And then I'll show you the final product, but I think that's going to look pretty sweet in there. This will keep it nice, short, sweet underneath the truck. I don't want to have like some crazy big merge that's going to have this dangling out there, because this is, the hanger is literally right here, the exhaust hanger. So this will be sitting right here, so I might not even need to add another hanger, but I might. So I'll get back to you on that. Okay, so this is what I came up with. Just lop the end off of there. It's actually, I'll grab a light because I actually like the way it looks on the inside. It's pretty cool. Never built one of these before, so if I did it more often, it'd probably come out better. Yeah, so just a 2-to-1 merge, and so this will sit in the truck like that. This gets butted up right against it, so I'm gonna weld that solid now. Just ground the paint or the powder coater off with that, and I haven't decided if I want this down. Probably. So if you look up at it, let's see cherry bomb. So then this will just sit like that. Yeah, so that's what I'm going to do. Just wanted to show you the collector. And then we'll just weld that into the truck. Okay, I just finished welding the 2 pieces back to the other dual exhaust. So now the muffler is just open. Basically, I showed you. This is the first part. I haven't started it yet.